Good day, everyone on Facebook. Today is February 14th, 2014, and happy Valentine's Day to everyone. We start today with three different fires to be covered in St. Charles Township. A fire destroys a barn while the owners of the adjacent home were away, according to the owner of the property. Firefighters were called at 8:27 p.m. to the barn fire near the intersection of Rockwell's and Town Line. Homeowner Edward Preem said he was at the hospital with his wife Michelle when they were notified the barn was burning. He arrived at the location of the fire soon after. The dogs were inside the barn at the time of the fire, but a neighbor let them out and they escaped, he said. The Tri-Township Fire Department said several other departments responded as well. Fire officials were not immediately available to provide any information. And in Bridgeport Township, a fire burned a single-story home, but there were no injuries. Firefighters were called at 1:34 p.m. Thursday, February 13th, to the home at 1715 Kansas in Bridgeport Township, just outside of Saginaw. A woman at the location said the house belongs to her father, and no one was inside the home at the time of the fire. Bridgeport firefighters wore air packs and took turns going inside to fight the fire, while a portable fan blew air into the house through the front door. Smoke was coming from several eaves of the home while firefighters fought the blaze. Snow on the roof had partially melted and black scorch marks were visible on the roof above the front door. Emma Marr stood by while firefighters worked, and a consumer's energy worker used a bucket truck to access the top of the power pole in front of the home. Traffic on East Kansas, or Kansas just east of Williamson, was partially blocked during the fire. And in Thomas Township, as a Saginaw County's Durumba family tries to get back on their feet after fire tore through their Thomas Township home, the surrounding community is creating ways to help. Matthew and Kristen Durumba live in the home, which had some insurance coverage, with their two daughters, Kendall and Kennedy. A family member said the Durumbas were not home at the time of the fire. Quote, "As of right now, it's hard to say what they'll need, but I know there's been an increase in outreach in response to what happened to them," said David Ross, Kristen Durumba's brother. He adds, "It's been so overwhelming for my sister and her family, but I know she's been very appreciative of everything everyone is trying to do for her family," unquote, Ross said Monday, February 10th. Carlton Elementary School is where Matt Durumba's father, Mark, was a principal until his death in January. They are taking donations for the family in addition to Home Depot, which is located at 8670 Gratiot, the YMCA of Saginaw, 1915 Fordney Road, and any support in spine physical therapy rehab location in Saginaw. There are several ways to donate. You can view this story online to find out more information at mlive.com. Now, Thomas Township fire officials say the cause of the fire could be determined as early as Monday evening. The fire took about 5 hours to extinguish. Mike Cousins, chief of Thomas Township Fire Department, said it had been going for a while before a neighbor called it in, and that home is a complete loss. At 4:23 a.m., quote, "We were dispatched to the address for a reported structure fire believed to be occupied," Cousins said. He also adds, "We arrived on scene with fire through the roof on the west side of the house. Our crew started initial primary search, thinking it was occupied, but the fire blew back when they broke the door and prevented from the firefighters to going inside. The fire was spending the night at a relative's house when the fire began, and there were no pets in the home." Fire crews from James Township, Tippecanoe, Richland, Saginaw, and Tri-Township were also called in to support Thomas Township Fire Department with a variety of tasks, from air support to backfill for any other Thomas Township fires. Quote, "I just appreciate the crews and think it's important that our communities really need to understand how well our fire departments work well together," Cousins said. He also adds that there's not a kind of individual, my kingdom type thing. The Thomas Township Police Department, American Red Cross, Saginaw County Sheriff's Department, and Mobile Medical Response were on the scene of the fire as well. Although Cousins said it did not play a large role in this fire, he said it's important for the residents to keep fire hydrants clear of snow because it can cost firefighters essential time. He also adds and suggested that residents register for the Saginaw County notification system, which sends texts to those enrolled to alert them of any emergency, including fire and weather information. Well, thanks for listening. I'm Stephen Ortega reporting in Saginaw.